we'll see what happens. We'll see what other kinds of cows we produce. Pretty much there's going to be two. Boy cows and girl cows. Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here, back with some more Ostriv, where the snows of winter are falling. It's winter in Ostriv again. We've gotten into the horse game. So we're doing horses now. We've got two of them that we may or may not have stolen from a recent trader that passed by. I'd like to say we bought them, but we're horse rustlers at heart. And they're well fed. They've got 11 months worth of food, and we've got one boy horse and one girl horse. So hopefully down the road they can make more horses, but the horse game is a bit of a long production chain. So we've got horses. That's the first element of it. We've got the wagon shed over here so we can have wagons to strap to the horses, but we've also had to put up the saddlery so we can have horse tack to put on the horses to strap them to the carts. It's a bit of a thing with horses around here. We're working on this saddlery. Most of the resources are here. It gives the guys something to do in the middle of winter. And then after they're done with that, they're going to build another house. We are in a bit of a population boom right now. One thing I wanted to check out immediately was the cow situation. So we've got, well, that's a farm, Dave. We've got some cows. I was told in the comments, and I did not know this, apparently this is kind of like a real world thing or something, I don't know. I'm not a cow farmer, I don't know how cows grow, but apparently when you make a bull into an ox, which I'm not going to click on that, apparently, unbeknownst to me, you cut off the bits of them that allow them to help out when creating new cows. You sort of, well, let's use the term emasculate them and leave it at that. I think we can all figure out where that line is going there. So, if I make them into an ox, which was a question I had last time, if I make them into an ox, does it kind of take them off the table for producing more cows? Apparently it does in an extremely permanent manner. I was hoping maybe you could say, okay, this year you're an ox, but next year you're a regular boy cow. Go make more boy cows or more girl cows, whatever you choose. No. Once they're an ox, they don't get to do that anymore, ever. So, we're gonna be a little tentative on the ox thing. But I do want more cows. Because the cows are actually doing better than any of the other animals in terms of keeping them fed. Because the cows eat hay, and hay is really, really easy to produce. We've got tons of it, literally tons of it. Now, the pigs and the chickens, they eat more people-centered food, so that has run out on occasion. Although I think we had a pretty good harvest this year, so I'm feeling pretty good about them. The pigs have a year's worth of food. These chickens, after the great chicken die-off, are starting to slowly come back, and they've got 11 years worth of food, so I think they're fine for right now. I'm gonna let them figure out the saddlery thing and figure out this house over here over the winter, and then see what the spring's gonna bring. Now, there's a messenger that's passing by, too. What have you got? Nothing, really. Wow, some dried fish, some honey, and some salt. I'm okay with that, and you don't even really want much of anything. Certainly nothing I'm willing to sell you. I've actually made any sunflower oil? No, I've got to check that. I'm pretty sure that the trading post should be set up for sunflower oil. Let me check that. It is, but the river trading post I don't think is. So I don't think, no, we don't have sunflower oil in here. I didn't actually notice if that was a river trader or a, wow, you are dedicated, sir. You are dedicated. Rowing through the ice to get fish. I like you. You're good. So I didn't actually see if that was a river trader or a land trader. I'm not actually even sure if I know that. But we're not set up to have sunflower oil in here, even though we've got 1,000 units over. That's right? I'm reading that correctly, right? Where's my trading post again? Trading post, sunflower oil. We currently have 1,000 units out of a potential 2,000 in the trading post. So we have made it. It has been delivered. But that trader did not come, I guess, from land. So let me readjust a couple of things here. There we go. Now he can store sunflower oil in the river trading dock. We've got some firewood in there. We have a little bit of chicken meat in there. I might take that out. I'm going to take that out. I think it's more important that we have the meat. Fish I'm pretty okay with because we can generate a good amount of fish. I think we're do fine with fish. And I don't have too many potatoes in here, but the chicken meat, especially after the last chicken die-off, is going to be a little few and far between. Let's make sure we're saving that for our villagers, not for trading purposes. Not that we actually do a heck of a lot of trading. We're mostly just thieves. But just in case somebody wanted to buy some chicken meat, I'm going to say no. The other thing I was told to check in the comments that I've actually never looked at is the windmill. I put the windmill up and then walked away. Put a worker in there. I've never looked at this again. But somebody had correctly pointed out, like, hey, wait a second. This guy's taking all the wheat he can get his hands on and turning it into flour, which is ostensibly a good thing because, you know, the citizens can use flour to, I don't know, eat, bake things, whatever it is. But that's also a heck of a lot of wheat that's not going to animals. Now, current batch in progress, I get that. Slow it down a second there, Ostriv. I see we've completed the saddlery. How do I make you make less flour? How do we do that? Not make empty. How about resource supply? Here we go. Got a stock of 500. What if we lowered that? I think this is what I want to do. How about we said just 100? Maybe just don't make as much flour. I'll hit apply to all, even though this is our only windmill. So make less flour, please, because we need that for the chickens and the pigs. They have a fairly limited diet. Well, actually, the pigs don't. They'll eat virtually anything. They've got potatoes, they've got buckwheat, and they've got wheat in here. So they'll eat a lot of things. But the chickens, let's make sure we've got enough food for those guys. I'd rather not have a catastrophic die-off again. And I'll put someone in the saddlery. I don't actually think, yeah, exactly, no leather for horse tack production. We haven't actually got anything for you to do, but much like the sunflower oil guy, you can just hang out there for a while until we have the ingredients you need, and then you can, I don't know, go about your business. I'm going to have to remind myself how exactly it is that we make leather. Whom is in charge of that sort of thing? Oh, right. The tannery. Okay. Now, I'm looking down here, Sparky. It seems like you have everything you need. You have lime. You have hides. You've got a dead cow or two kicking around. You've got salt. You've got water. You've got bark. You've got 2 workers. I feel you are gathering raw materials for the first batch. Okay, so maybe you don't have all of the things you need yet, but you are allegedly working on it. It looks like you need more hides, I'm going to guess. I don't know. I don't fully understand how... Alright, let's just be honest. I don't fully understand how this works. But it seems like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You've gathered materials. You have batches outlined here. So I would presume once you are done gathering the stuff, you'll make some leather. Some of that leather will make it over to this guy. He's already gathering some metal parts. Speaking of which, where's blacksmith dude? Smithy. Yeah, you do make those. Okay, you do make those. You make primarily nails and some metal parts. Actually, you don't really need to make that many. Make that many metal parts and some horseshoes. Those will become more important. I don't know how quickly horses go through horseshoes, but I think that's an appropriate number for right now. And we just finished the new house. I don't think anyone has moved in there yet. So, out of curiosity, what have we not built yet? I think we've done an oil workshop, tailor's workshop, we've done all that. Weaving, yep, got that under control. Have we done the lime works there yet? I'm not sure we've done the lime works. You produce lime from quicklime and water, and you produce the quicklime. So we need both of these, and I don't think we have both of these. I'm pretty sure, without going through all of this or doing something sensible like going over to my town hall, you know what, that would be really sensible, Dave. I don't immediately see anything in here that tells me what buildings I have up. right now, what buildings I have up. I do see there's a messenger kicking along. Oh, you've got a lot of stuff. You have a lot of stuff kicking around here, don't you? Do you have anything that you want from me? I mean, I'll sell you the charcoal. Always happy to have. How about the sunflower oil? I can sell 1,500 towns. Oh, in export stock. That's what I want. Yes. I will sell you. Can I sell you 1,000 of this? Is that a thing that's going to happen if I do this? I see. We have stock for export. 1,000, which matches the number that I saw in the trading depot. I'm going to sell you that. I'm going to try and make some money. Wow, that really chipped off the debt there, didn't it? Ooh, boy, I'm feeling much better about our economy now. Now that I've done that, I'm going to steal your iron. Yep. And maybe some other stuff around here. What else you got? You do have some lime. I could just steal the leather. We'll have a bash at making it. We'll give it a shot. So I don't see anything in there that says, here's what buildings you have up there. If it's a part of the economy that I missed, do please let me know in the comments, of course. But I am going to put up the Limeworks. Just for argument's sake, have I? Oh, I have a Limeworks. Never mind. Everybody just pause. I have a Limeworks. It's all fine. Are we making the quicklime? Are we making the quicklime at all? Are things ever going to happen with the lime? Well, spring is here, and the plows are out. We are out plowing. We are getting things planted. The growing season is here. Did you guys make another cow? Oh, yeah, you did. Look at you. And somebody just took someone to slaughter. Sorry. That's hides, though. That's what the guy up there needs with the leather thing, as well as the quicklime and lime and stuff, which seems to be inordinately a production. Anyway, we've got a newborn bull. Right, so this bull is not marked for ox, so you can, as you clearly have, you can make more cows. We just had that happen. You've got a newborn bull. We'll see what happens. We'll see what other kinds of cows we produce. Pretty much there's going to be two. Boy cows and girl cows. But maybe we'll make you into an ox later. Or, better idea, maybe we make the old bull into an ox. And the newborn bull can be in charge of making other cows. That might be a smarter thing to do, because as I asked the last time, and no one seems to have a clear understanding of the mechanic, but I don't know how long animals live. So I've got to make sure I've got a breeding pair at all times, and one doesn't accidentally die. I mean, it wouldn't be an accident. They die of old age. That happens literally all the time. It's probably happening right now. Lots of things are dying of old age. But anyway, I don't want to be stuck with all female cows and have to go steal another cow. I think the pigs made more pigs, too. 3 months. Okay, so recently you made more pigs. Okay, excellent, good. How are the chickens doing? That's always the question, isn't it? Got 8 years worth of food. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Did I ever start to restock the 4th chicken coop? I did not. Okay, so let's shave off some hatchlings. How many do I have? 5? Sure, give me 5 hatchlings, and we're going to relocate those over here where there is 4 years of food right now. Plenty of food to keep those guys going, and the fields are already rocking and rolling here. Already rocking and rolling. What do we got in here? We got some wheat. We got more wheat. Wheat is good. We like the wheat around here. I wonder, in the tannery, if I'm asking him to do too much. So this batch size of 500, I don't really know what that means. Am I making 500 pieces of leather? I don't know. But it certainly matches up with the batch size he's trying to do. Slow it down. There's a messenger. I'll be there in a sec. I wonder if I'm asking too much of this guy. Maybe he's just holding on to all of these materials until he's got enough to make the batch size 500. I'm going to come back to that in a sec. Oh, I've missed my messenger. Hang on. We'll just go to the trade depot. Yeah, not much from this guy. I'm probably not even going to bother. He's got some salt, honey, and dried fish. Yeah, I'll skip that. Thank you for coming by, but nothing really we want from you. So back to Mr. Tannery. Just for giggles, if I reduce this to that, does that give you enough to do what you need to do? Let's shave it down a little more. How about 124? Tanning until October. I think you're working on it. So that was part of the problem, is he was just basically gathering resources until he had enough to make a batch size of 500, which was probably an inordinate amount of leather. It's probably leather for an entire biker bar or something. But if I lower this, all of a sudden, he's got what he needs. Okay, How much can I jack that up? Still tanning, still tanning, still tanning. When do you hit gathering resources is what I'm asking here. Not for a while. Okay, I think you're kind of in motion. So you're already committed to something, so I don't know how long it's going to take you to do the next thing. Anyway, 176. Try and do that. We'll check in with you in October, I guess, and see, I don't know, what you're up to. Everyone's whining about food, of one degree or another. Lack of it or variety thereof. It is growing season, people. The fishermen are out. We're going to have plenty of fish, both dried and wet for you. I'm sure I can scare up a few pigs around here shortly. How about those pigs? What's our limit? 5? Okay. Oh, actually, it's going to be a while on the pigs. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a while on the pigs, so you're going to have to chill on that. Well, we're getting more than a few families moving out, and I'm frankly fine with that. I'm frankly fine. It doesn't bother me one little bit. Oh, dear, I've accidentally built a bridge here. Oh, right. I was kind of half thinking about building a bridge somewhere, and then I didn't not click on it. So, great. We're gonna build a bridge right here. I'm gonna do that. And there we go. A new family is settling in town. They probably heard about the useless bridge, because I've just built a bridge over a path for no reason other than I felt it should go there. Boy, that's really gonna mess with people's pathing. It's a very low bridge. I don't think you've got more than a couple of feet underneath that. No, it's not even really a bridge as much as it's a ramp. I'm just making the town handicap accessible. That's all I'm doing. So yeah, families are moving out. Families are moving in. Useless bridges are being constructed. And I'm basically okay with all of that. How's Mr. Saddlery going? Yeah, still no leather. How are you doing? Yeah, you're working on something. Okay, you're actually getting something done around here. Excellent. It's going to take you darn close to forever. Wow. It takes a long time to make leather. I guess it probably does. I understand it. It is a bit of a process, but boy, October, you say. Okay, we'll check in with you there. Now, another messenger check-in in here. Have I made any new sunflower oil? No, I have not, because the sunflowers have not come in. That makes a certain degree of sense. There are a lot of people whining about food right now. Like a lot. And I'm gonna just basically steal this guy's wheat. I'm gonna steal some wheat. Maybe, chickens? No, not really. I think I'm actually good on honey. My luxury honey doesn't ever seem to run out. So we'll just steal a little tiny itsy bitty bit of wheat and, have that for ourselves. And possibly some chickens too. You know what we haven't built? A shoemaker. Let's build a shoemaker. I feel probably shoes are a thing. Probably shoes are a thing that people would like to have. You should probably live near the leather guy. That kind of is obvious. That's what you're going to make shoes out of. So why don't you live over here somewhere? Just a nice little house tucked out of the way here. Boom. There we go. Somebody go make the shoemaker a house. It'll be a little slim pickings on the builders, though. I do have a bunch of people who are moving out, moving in, moving out, moving in, just like a regular town. Yeah, there's no real food to be had around here, but there's going to be really, really soon. I mean, look at the wheat. It's ripening right now. We're going to have tons of wheat soon. Shoemaker is done. I will attempt to put someone in there, but we don't really have the population for it right at the moment. And alright, let's address this right now. You are going to try and make 500 shoes. Why don't we just jack that back down? Why don't we say, 110 shoes. There you go. 55 people can have new pairs of shoes if we can get that banged out. But I don't want to run into a thing that we did with the tannery where the shoemaker is just waiting for literal game years to accumulate the right amount of materials to do his task when he could be working the whole time. Speaking of which, Mr. Tannery. Yep, still tanning till October. Okay, so all you guys who are waiting for leather, the shoemaker, the saddlery guy, possibly the tailor, I'm not sure on that one, but all you guys who are waiting for leather, allegedly, we're going to have some next month. I guess 124 units of it. I guess. I don't know how far that's going to stretch. I guess we'll find out in about a month. And same deal with the Weaver's Workshop. Let's jack this back down too. Let's take it, okay, 100. See if you can make 100 units of textiles. How about you? Yeah, why don't you come on down here. 95 pieces of clothing. Let's try this. Let's see if lowering all of these limits means people will actually work instead of just sitting there waiting for the materials that could take years and years to accumulate. I see the harvest is coming in. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Hopefully that's going to be a good crop of food for this winter, especially with not all, but many of these fields now being plowed, which is supposed to increase our yield. We should get more yield from these farms now that are being plowed. Well, it's October, and Mr. Tannery here just ticked over into a whole new batch, so I'm going to presume I just saw a cart go next door here. That's the oil workshop. That's probably not the guy I'm looking for. But how about, say, the shoemaker? Aha! You've got leather. You've got leather now. We are finally, not enough to start production. I get that. But you're bringing it. You are bringing it over here. Okay, how about, guy number saddlery over here? You are also getting leather. Excellent. Leather is happening. And how about the tailor and the weaver? How are you guys doing with your new lowered production limits? Still not enough hemp to start production. The harvests are still coming in. I think most of them are done, but they are still coming in, and you obviously haven't done squat yet. We did make a fair bit of hemp. Is there a reason? And we are storing it here. We've stored all of 10 so far. Is there a reason we're not storing more hemp here? Is it just, has it not made it over here yet? What's your problem? Are you exhausted? You're exhausted. Okay, you can actually just be fallow then. That's fine. It is the end of the year. I should go through and manually check all of these fields. Make sure we're actually going to be growing some food next year, Dave. Aha! We've made shoes. We've made 50 pairs of shoes. Or 50 shoes, I'm not sure. We've either made 50 pairs of shoes or 25 pairs of shoes. It doesn't really matter. We finally made shoes. I should go make sure we can sell those. Somewhere, anywhere. Those are in no markets. They're in no trading areas. I'm going to just make sure we can sell those things. How about we probably didn't sell stone? I don't think anyone's really interested in buying our rocks. Thank you very much. However, they might be interested in buying our shoes. Now, we're not going to have a lot, but what if we stored 100 shoes here? If we can get that many. I don't know exactly how many we're going to produce, really, except that's oil. That's a different thing, Dave. And now we're taking them somewhere else. I'm going to assume to the trading area. Yeah, we're taking those shoes somewhere else, hopefully to be traded. I will put one market stall. There's got to be a duplicate here somewhere. This one's, firewood. Actually, firewood is pretty important. Pork, buckwheat, honey, chicken meat. Are we doing chicken meat twice anywhere? We often are. No, but we are doing firewood twice. Okay, so get rid of that. And do shoes instead. Maybe finally, after so many years of Ostriv, somebody can get a new pair of shoes around here. And now the tannery guy is back to gathering raw materials. So it's going to be a slow process. And I still think the limiting factor, apart from the lime, which I'm going to check on shortly, is the amount of dead cows we have, which is few and far between. Most of our cows are in fact alive and not dead. So it's only cow number 6 that's going to get turned into leather and meat and all of that. Prior to that, not so much. Okay, the cows are also the best off in terms of animals, in terms of food. If I had to put money on which animals I could actually keep consistently fed, it would strangely be the cows, even though they consume the most food. But the food that they consume is really easy to make in large quantities. I might have a think about another cow shed. That might be a way to go. How's the lime coming, kids? Burning completed. Oh, super. That sounds very final. That sounds like you've finished a thing. Is Limeworks guy gonna get on that? Oh yeah. Hang on. You've got quicklime. Let's just take your batch down too. This seems to be helping a lot. What does this icon do? Reach the limit. Okay. Yeah, let's just take that down. That seems to help. If we don't ask you to produce as much, you kind of, well, produce more in a weird way, because at least you're working, at least you're getting something done, and not sitting around waiting for years. So I went through and checked all of my fields, make sure I've got everything set up the way I want it for next year. I know not the most efficient way to do it. I know I should have a dedicated system of crop rotation so I don't have to pay attention to this, but the problem is when I don't pay attention to it, I do silly things and we end up with whole years where we're not growing everything because I've got things set to fallow. This farm is going to end up being primarily fallow. A lot of the soil plots are exhausted. So we're not going to see a lot of action over here, but the others should do fine. They should do absolutely fine. We'll have a little bit of fallow, but mostly growing something. How's Mr. Tannery? I like you now. You're one of my favorites. You actually get around to doing things. Not a lot at the moment. What if we lowered this even more? What if we just, I would rather you were doing something and getting a little bit of leather done, rather than doing nothing. Yes, you are now tanning. You're tanning till May. Sir, or ma'am, I don't know, you're probably a male-only job. Yeah, you're a male-only job, I think. We will see you next year. We will check back with you in May when you have made more leather. Eventually, maybe by that time, we might have another dead cow for you. And that is probably an excellent place to call it on Ostriv for today. And a question to be posed to the audience, to the viewers, is what is our end game here? What is our goal? How do we end Ostriv? Because we've kind of built everything. We've built all the stuff. And we've built a town. I mean, we have a town. Is it a thriving town? Well, I think thriving may be a loose word, but it's functional, it's existing, people are moving in and out, people have jobs, food is being produced. We have produced a town. So what is our end game? How do we end Ostriv? Because in theory, we could just play this forever. We could just keep going, and the town would get bigger and bigger, and eventually the chickens would starve again, and they'd come back, and we'd get more chickens and whatnot. But I don't want to feel like I'm giving you guys the same old episode week after week. So how do we end Ostriv? That is my question to you guys, with realistic options here. Maybe it's a population goal. Maybe we shoot for like 150 citizens. We've gotten up to like 119, somewhere around there, and then we've had a bit of an exodus back and forth. Maybe it's a population thing. I'm going to tell you what it's not. It's not getting out of debt, because that could take real world years, never mind game years. And I'm perfectly happy to exploit Ostriv's infinite credit thing, whatever it is. So let me know what you think. How do we end Ostriv? Because I feel in the last couple of episodes, we're kind of coming to the tail end here. We've built a town. The town basically works. So what do we do now? How do we wrap up our time here in Ostriv? That's my question to you guys. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you as always for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. Bugs are inherently stupid, and they get in places and they can't get out. You know what places they get in? Things that are wide open that don't have screens over them. It's a piece of mesh. We figured this out like 100 years ago. What is wrong with the British, the Irish? I'm just going to keep shooting Hildegrad until she goes away, which is my response to most nuns, really. So now, the pit of death is carbon dioxide, polluted oxygen, polluted water, and urine. I've just made it just a little bit worse for everyone down here.